Gojo Hollow Purple Technique by JJK. So this is a cool illustration he did with like these two circles here. If you have like something circular that like is the right size, like a plate or something, two circles, it might help you out, like a compass or something like that. But he's just doing the hollow purple flick. Yeah, that's it really. And he looks real happy that he's doing it. He's just like a calm, placid face. And he's about to destroy you. So I'm on a landscape page. Use a pencil, use an eraser, hit pause, go too fast. We're going to start with his big eyelashes. And we're going to go diagonal. And then across. I'm going to do it more maybe anime style than the manga. So we'll go down that way. And then we'll bring the eye around underneath. That's the general shape for the eye. So the eyelashes here, just so we have somewhere to color, I think is just easier like that. And then they give them sort of eyelashes down here as well. See, in the manga he just does like a scratchy sort of pen line. Kind of, it's not as illustrative, I guess, of eyelashes. There's an eyelid line there. Right, and then his blue pupil, iris and pupil, just there. And then you get his eyebrow, just like a check mark to get you started. And then it goes back this way. And I think he does texture lines on his eyebrows. And then the line for his nose comes down. Just goes around and in. And you get a nostril. And a nostril. Oh, JJK actually does this on his nostrils as well. Bum, 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 bum. And he actually draws in lines, I think, for the sort of lighting effect he's trying to do, but like we don't need to do that. So, right, so his other eye. So if you measure the width of this eye and come over that much, like the white part, not so much the eyelashes, but just the width of his eye, we roughly give you where you want to start the next eye. See that? Boom, boom. And then we will do that eye shape again. Up over the top, bring it down the back, and then it comes underneath, back into there, and then we'll start adding sort of spiking eyelash. Like so. And then he's got some eyelashes on the bottom. And then a big blue eye. Another eyelid. And another eyebrow. Space to add color and texture, and then his nose line going that way. So a big sort of smiling mouth, right? So it's very wide. So like it's wider than, you know, standard human. It's kind of like, so it starts here and it ends underneath his pupil, I think, on this side. And then we just go there. It's kind of flat. And it doesn't connect with that side. You can connect it if you want, but he doesn't do that. And we just give him a bottom lip kind of thing. You can't see his chin. We can just see sort of his jaw coming down this way. his finger comes across, but I'll draw the chin just so we're able to connect stuff. Like this, you'll erase this line for his chin or color over it with his finger. Like his finger kind of comes across that. It's probably better to draw it in so we can get his face in the right place. And we'll finish the jaw as well on this side. You can't see it again, but just finish it off up there. And then above that, you get like a sideburn, so like a V. And then it goes zigzagging that way. And he's very fast, like drawing with his hairlines. But I'll do it a bit simpler than his. We just get his ear in here, very square ears, boxy kind of. And I think we get a sideburn here as well, and some hair sticking down. And then his other ear just in there. And then ear lines. This is all fringe spikes now, coming down onto his head. And then down this way. And then there's more hair going out here. It's kind of a cluster of them sticking out here. So it kind of like all flows that way then. And he does lots of texture on the inside. I don't think I'll do that much texture on the inside, because no need really, no need. More of an anime style is kind of just do the outer spikes and a little bit of texture inside if you have to. Just do this kind of thing on the inside. So I suppose the purple is sort of blasting, the energy coming out of the purple is blasting his hair that way. Now, this. So, what do we got? So we got the thumb. Thumb goes over his jaw here. So maybe we'll do that first. So we'll just go like, of course, anything you draw over, you would erase. So thumb there. And then this is his thumbnail. And then his thumb comes back and down that way. So it's sitting on top of this knuckle. Right, so the thumb is kind of covering that a bit. So we'll go back that way. And then his middle finger comes out there, down, that way. And then he does like some lines for knuckles and stuff on the top of those fingers there. Alright, and then back of his hand, kind of underneath the hand there. And then we get like roughly sort of hand lines, like knuckles going down his hand. And that runs down his wrist, right? So your middle finger runs right down the middle of your wrist. Right, so you'll have like his wrist will be going this way, kinda. And his forearms in there. So you got like an index finger sticking off this way. So I think it just like sort of bumps. It's coming towards us, so it's kind of like extra big on top. Then down there. Is that right? Yeah. You can see his fingernail, but like when something like comes towards the camera, it's difficult to explain. So it's like when it's flat like that, it looks long. But like when it points up right towards, it gets real round looking. So his like fingernail is like that, like, do you know what I mean? It's like real short and sort of fat at the top because it's foreshortened is what it's called. It comes to the foreground, so it gets shorter. That's why it's called foreshortening. It's a tricky concept, but once you get it, it explains a lot about the way things are drawn, you know. Two more fingers then, just going this way, and this one comes across his chin. Again, they're slightly foreshortened. So his fingernail is like just real stumpy in there. And then his pinky goes this way. Da-da-dum-dum-dum. So fingernail just in there. Boom. Boom. It's his wrist. And so I guess like the purple is like coming out of here, but the circles are kind of indicating sort of where like there's like a little energy sort of stuff coming out here if you want to do that kind of like a star shape. And then we'll do the circles for hollow purple, but we get the rest of his body in. So we get like his forearm going that way. Then you get his bicep. We get neck and shoulders, so we can just see like shoulder muscles here. And like I think there's a neck muscle in there. Like here. And then his trapezius kind of comes off. So he, like Gege hides the anatomy kind of in this black t-shirt. So he doesn't like draw anything, it's just all black. But because we know where to put things. So we can put his chest here. And then maybe like start of his shoulder just in there. And then we just got to do two circles that are kind of touching one another. So as I said at the start, you know, if you have something circular that would give you the right shape or the right size, you know, like a plate maybe. I don't have that in here. I have some weights over there. But otherwise, you could try and just freehand it. So we want the two circles to kind of touch here, which kind of makes it trickier. I don't think, hold on. I don't think I have anything the right size. So I want him to touch like right here. So I want to go like there. So I want that one to go like there. So it kind of follows that sort of line. And then that one will touch and then go down this way. So let's see if and I think that's too small. It's close though, so I'm gonna have to freehand. So that was close though. Damn it. So I'll do this one first. So like it's gonna go to like there, and then like across his nose, and like down there. Okay, let's try. Of course, he does it with like a white line effect. It's like glowing sort of purple outside it. So you could do that if you wanted, you know. You could just do it like a purple color. It's not bad. Then we have to go this way. So maybe if where's my ruler? I just want to know how big that circle is. Again, now if you had a compass that was just set to a certain size or plate, you know, you wouldn't have to do this. There's like 18.5 on mine, so I'll go 18.5. Yeah, so there somewhere. So that's like the circumference of my circle, and then try there. There, just make sure it's the same the whole way. 18.5. Right, so yeah, so it's the same circumference. That's a good way of, if you don't have a compass or a stencil or something. So I'll just go. Hold your breath. Right, I don't know if that's supposed to be like the red and blue together, but it's just purple in the shot we're looking at, and he has like ink blot sort of shapes and dots and all sorts of stuff. But I'll just do like lines all coming out in a sort of a clockwise pattern. So like. Boom. Oh, forgot to put my mic back on. So, there it is, Gege's hollow purple technique. Hope Gojo's hollow purple technique by Gege. Thanks for watching. See you next one.